All right, Charles. KBR Sports, the best sports talk show. 24-hour day back from our break. Remember, you guys can always tune into us live by tuning in at 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and select Fridays. Also, remember, you guys should follow and subscribe to KBR Sports on Spreaker, Rabble TV, iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Honestly, Rabble sometimes is not the most reliable, so I would definitely lean on the other four mediums because Rabble's been acting up recently. So, as some of you probably know who have moved on from Rabble and jumped to Spreaker. And every other time, just to let you guys know, if you're listening on Rabble and it messes up or something, or the broadcast hasn't started, most of the time we're still on. If Rabble is acting it'll normally be acting some kind of way sometimes. So either you can just refresh, you can go to Spreaker, and at the end of every segment, you just refresh after about 10-15 seconds, and we'll be right back on because normally the amount of time it takes throughout our breaks to transition into the next segment. So that's normally what you can do whenever Rabble is acting up, or if you just don't want to use Rabble altogether. Also, you guys remember you can follow us on Twitter by following us at KBR_sports on Twitter, and tweet us your thoughts about every show and give us your opinions and ideas for topics and going into the next show. But as I kind of alluded to earlier, Clear's coach, Tyronn Lue, made it a swift decision to all of a sudden rest LeBron, Irving, and Kevin Love. No reason really, just felt like it. So, Nigel, do you see anything wrong with this?
You're supposed to keep your players rested and good for the whole season, and if they mention that they need some rest, you gotta give them some rest every once in a while. I don't see a problem with it. As long as you're not doing it consistently, which they haven't. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, I have a problem with it just because of this reason. Why would you do it in Memphis when you could have done it in Cleveland last night, like you did for Kyrie Irving?
Because you don't want to rest. Why would you rest at home? You can instead of going on the road and travel.
Because you rest at home because one, those fans can see you 41 times in a year. Those fans get a chance to see you relatively all the time. Memphis is only going to see LeBron James one time this season. So
that's not Tyrone's job to worry about that. His job is to make sure to get his players the proper amount of rest that they need, and the best way to rest people is to not have them travel on trips and stay at home.
But Tyronn Lue's job is also to. Well, Tyronn Lue can successfully do his job he can still rest guys when they're at home. I mean, if you're just going on road trips and stuff, and guys are playing, say you rest a guy on a middle of a back-to-back or something like that, you're still getting your guys rest. And it's not like these guys are old players that need, like Kyrie Irving's 24, LeBron's about to turn 31 later on this year, Kevin Love's 26, about to go on 27. Like, these guys aren't old players that require rest. And one thing that it's one thing to rest these guys at home where people can see them all the time, but when you go on the road, like, think about it. This game could have possibly been somebody's gift or something for Christmas or something like that. Since we're getting near the Christmas time, or we're in Christmas time, that game could have been somebody's gift to go see their favorite player, whether it be LeBron, Kyrie, or Kevin Love, and you took that away just for the sake of doing so.
Could you say that about any game you decide to rest them?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Can you say that about any game you decide to rest them? If you rest them at home, there's some kid driving from, Georgia coming to watch LeBron play. It'll be the only time he'll ever get to see him play, and he's not going to be able to see him play.
But the thing is,
they rest them.
But the thing is, if you're still willing to take that chance to rest at him, if the kid's willing to drive from Georgia to go see him in Cleveland when he's going to go play in Atlanta at some point, the kid still has another chance to go see him in Atlanta.
You know that.
Well, I mean, but it's more likely that he's going to have the other time to see him play in Cleveland again rather than see him play in Atlanta again, since he plays 41 times in Cleveland rather than just once in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm saying, you think that, this may have been the only time his family could have gone up there. He may not have vacation. All because they're coming to Atlanta doesn't mean they can just, get tickets to go to an Atlanta game.
No, but there's somebody in Atlanta that's their select instance where they can go see LeBron James play, and by sitting him down, you're taking away that select instance to go see LeBron James play. And that's not these games are more expensive based on who these guys are playing. So the NBA charges more. The NBA advertises its stars. It's not like the NFL where it's all team first and everything. The NBA advertises its stars. So when Steph Curry or LeBron James comes to town, the game is going to cost more. So how can you? So you should. I feel like the NBA should put some measure into deter people from resting their players or from players resting themselves, because that's not right to fans if you're going to charge them an arm and a leg because LeBron James is coming to town. What do you know? He's not playing.
I'm glad you said that. So what would be your proposal?
I mean, you find people. You find teams.
Right. Okay, so then your next option would just be that you're just going to say, oh, well, LeBron has an elbow injury, Kyrie has a knee injury, and Kevin Love has an ankle injury.
You keep an NBA team doctor, because every team has their own team doctor. You keep an NBA team doctor on each team to ensure all injury reports are actually accurate. And here's the thing: anybody can say that stuff, but if LeBron played yesterday, and what changed from yesterday to today that he can't play?
Yeah, the face his elbow. It's like you said. You can have. I mean, they just say, oh well, he had a lingering injury.
But he finished the game yesterday.
Okay, also you finish the game, you can't aggravate something.
Well, just because when you finish the game, that you were still able to play, so why can't you go and start a new game?
Because they became aggravated during the game. You can finish a game injured.
The fact that he finished that game shows he can play another game with that same injury. Steph Curry re-aggravated his ankle injury in the playoffs. He was able to keep playing on it. He aggravated it, and he was able to keep playing on it.
He sat out for for half a series, didn't he?
Yeah, because that injury was too much. It was too much pain. But remember, he re-aggravated it in the Thunder series, but he kept playing on it throughout the series.
Yeah, you have what? He had one series to go after that. They still have 60 games to go plus playoffs to go.
And that's my point. So if somebody has an injury, if somebody has a legit injury, you keep a team doctor, an NBA team doctor there to supervise all injuries to ensure that they're actually real, not just facade injuries. And then
you can't just say you don't know what's a real injury and what's not a real injury. If a player comes to you and says, "Man, my knee is feeling sore," you can't go in there and say, "Well, your knee was fine, so you shouldn't be sore. Go out there and play."
Well, I mean, obviously, you can evaluate players and tell if they're actually experiencing knee soreness. You can actually look, and there's actually ways that they can check to see if there's knee soreness for a player. They have all those kind of resources.
So you say every team should spend money on that kind of resource to make sure.
No, the NBA is I mean, because obviously this hurts some owners. This hurts some owners' pipeline because of the fact that LeBron didn't play in his city, and some of the fans in that city paid to come see LeBron play, and now they're going to see what Channing Frye, James Jones, and J.R. Smith. No, that's just utter. That's literal crap, and it makes no sense because those are the same players that will turn around and will expect the fans to go and be willing to pay high price amount of money for their shoes and everything like that, but they won't show up for every game. What kind of logic is that?
I mean, obviously you don't show up for every game, you shouldn't have to buy your shoes.
What you say?
Obviously you don't play every single game, you shouldn't have not every game. So if the player plays 90% of the season, you shouldn't ask you to go buy his shoes.
No, it's not because, but it's a choice not to play because there's a kid in that city where he chose not to play that bought his shoes. So obviously, if that kid's family is supporting him, he should show the same kind of reciprocatory support and play in the game that the kid is coming to watch him play in.
So once again, my point is that so LeBron plays in, he's probably played in 95% of the games he played in his career. Every career game he's gonna play in. So once again, I go to my point. So he shouldn't be like, oh, well, buy my shoes because I'm missing 4 games a season.
No, what I'm saying is because people are selling out to buy these guys' shoes. So I'm saying you should sell out to be in the arenas where these guys are at. That's my point. I'm saying don't expect people to shovel out $200+ on your shoes if you won't even play when you're able to play when you're when you're you're healthy and able to play, you shouldn't sit out if you're expecting people to still shovel out a good quarter of half these people's paychecks to come in to buy your shoes. And then let alone on top of that, what they spent to come and watch you play. It's immoral. But all right, but we're gonna go back to the National Football League and actually talk about a guy who has a certain kind of competitive fire to him, but he doesn't really get criticized for it. But you could say other people would get criticized. They exuberated the same kind of actions that this one player tends to exhibit. Stay tuned to find out who we're talking about. KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24 day.